How would you feel if you practice for so many hours and then only to come out and never singing? They tell you that, you didn't hear what you sang, you just had only piano and drum. Sound balancing. Now, sound balancing is why your service sometimes doesn't look good, doesn't taste good. This is why the choir is singing and you are hearing alto louder than soprano, or you are hearing tenor louder than every other voice, or what you are hearing entirely in the entire church is the piano. Man, I've been in a lot of programs where people were asking the keyboardists to tune down the keyboard so they can hear what the person that is singing, right? Good. Now the keyboardist refused to turn it down, so the entire administration of the choir was just people mumbling on the stage and the piano covering everywhere. That was a disaster. If you cannot balance the sound before a service, then it's as good as not doing that service, because it is very, very discouraging when you come to service and all you are battling with is how to hear who is talking or who is singing on the stage. And this can happen most when the choir is singing. When the pastor is preaching, of course, that sound is silenced, except for most times the keyboard is playing on the ground, which is not always loud, it's always tuned down. But the person that is leading the solo, the keyboardist, the choir and all that, there's always a problem. Why? Because at that time, all the instrument is in full play. So it's very, very terrible when your service is too loud, it's too uncoordinated sound-wise. Balancing your sound is very, very, very important. And how do you balance your sound? Normally, before every service, you need to take a day or some hours to do sound check. Now, for proper sound check, the choristers are supposed to come out by the stage, and then the microphones will be tuned according to their vocal frequencies. So for soprano, there's a way you tune the microphone. For alto singer, there's a way you tune the microphone. There's a way you set the mid, the high, and the lows of every of those voices to create the perfect frequency for them. And there's a way you separate the voices to different speakers, so there will be a surround after that mixture has been done. Then after that, the soloist, whoever is soloing, if you're having 3 soloists or 3 praise leaders or worship leaders, you need to listen to them, you need to test their voices and then tune them. For those who have a thick voice, you need to set it in such a way that their voice is both audible and rich. For those who have a tiny voice, you need to add some low so that at least the bass guitar and the piano will not swallow that voice, and then set the lead voice to a different frequency for the sake of clarity. Remember that those who are coming to that church to worship God, for those who love worship like me, they don't come there because of the instrumentals. They come there because of the message in the music. So you must give preference to those who are singing on stage. Then after these people's voice have been checked, then the instrumentalist will now begin to place their volume according to the frequency they should occupy. And then afterwards, most especially sometimes the bass drum has to be on its own channel. So every instrument has to be set accordingly at the right volume, not louder than the singers. In fact, the backup singers should be louder than even the instrumentalist. Then afterwards, after the soloist. This is important to enable clarity and audibility of a service. And after all this is done, they will now do a sound balancing, which is everybody come on stage, let us all sing the song together. So the instrumentalist will play and the choir will sing. This might take 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours to do on Saturday before Sunday, but it is worth the sacrifice. How would you feel if you practice for so many hours and then only to come out and never singing? They tell you that, you didn't hear what you sang, you just had only piano and drum. So if you wouldn't like that to happen, why can't you sacrifice 4 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours just to do a sound check, balance the sound before you minister on Sunday? And once the sound is balanced, lock it down so that nobody goes there to touch anything. And then next Sunday, also do the same thing. If you discipline yourself to do this, I'm sure your church service will be. Why? Because you have balanced your sound. God bless you. My name is Sam David. I'm your online choir master here to teach you about anything concerning singing, being the best you can be in the choir, praise leader, worship leader. Please give me a follow, share the video, and God bless you. See you on the next one.